What's good? Freedom Marcher, Freedom Family, Freedom Lovers, Freedom Fighters. Snapzilla Gorilla here. Give y'all a minute to get up in here or get back in here. For those of you who showed up early. I'm a little late because I had to deal with some shit at work on the phone, and yeah, pretty crazy shit going on at work, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get up in here. How y'all doing? Do me a favor, people. When you get up in the building, please hit the like button. Please hit that like button. Please hit the like button, y'all get up in here. I see some people in here that were in here at least. Mac 25. Sambo. Conservatives. Chicago Boxing MMA, I think. Can't really read too much of the comments right now, especially because I'm driving down this highway, so you know, I can just take quick glances. Gotta keep an eye on the road, you know what I mean? Both eyes on the road, actually. It's been a minute since I have done a live stream. It's been a minute since I posted anything, posted a video, whatever. It's been a minute. I just been focusing on the fam, you know what I'm saying? I was on vacation for a couple weeks. I think I actually did a live stream on my way back to Georgia after my vacation was over, and I think that was the last time I even posted anything on YouTube. So, you know, it's been a minute. A lot of shit kind of went on, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's the same old shit. Every day, every week, you know, the government is going to govern. You know, the system is going to system. You know what I'm saying? We had a big fight between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. I enjoyed that thoroughly, although I felt real bad for Errol Spence because he just did not. He looked off. He looked off, and he got banged up pretty badly. You know, ended up getting stopped in the 9th round. So, you know, but dude got heart. You know what I'm saying? And he was willing to go out on the shield. Much respect to Errol Spence. Much respect to Terrence Crawford. Dude has solidified his spot as #1 pound for pound in boxing right now. So, you know, shout out to Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Beast. Dude's a beast. You know, even though Errol Spence was off, even though he might have been weight drained or he might have had some residual neurological damage or whatever you want to think, right? Whatever the reason is that Errol Spence did not look half a bit as good as he normally does or normally did before the accident even that he had 2 years ago. You know, Terrence Crawford might have had his number regardless, you know, regardless of what state Errol Spence was in. So that, you know, whatever was going on with Errol Spence does not take away with Terrence Crawford's win. You know, Terrence Crawford still showed out, man. Got to be #1 pound for pound in my book. But yeah, that was a good fight. Looking forward to the Canelo Charlo fight in September. That's going to be a good one as well, I believe. You know, it's going to be Charlo's first time at 168. He has to jump up 2 weight classes, basically 14 pounds, just to do that. But, you know, who knows what his walk around weight is. Charlo's about 6 foot tall, so you know, he definitely can fill out. He definitely has the frame to fill out and hit 168. He might even walk around at more than 168. So it might not be as dramatic a weight cut. The only issue is he hasn't fought at 168. He hasn't fought any competition at 168. He's always fought competition at 154. So, you know, it's a whole different animal up there. Especially, you know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Just a lot of shit going on, people. I mean, as for me, you know, just working the job that I'm on right now is coming to a close, and I have been working a lot of hours. Last week, especially, last week, I worked about 84, 90 hours last week. No, the week before last, and then last week I worked 64 hours. So the last couple weeks have been, I've worked a lot of hours trying to get a lot of shit done. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with me. You know, I'm just trying to earn enough income, save up enough money so that I can strike out and do my own thing, work for myself and work for my clients. So, you know, the work ethic I'm putting in now is going to translate for me in my own business. You know, and there's a lot of shit that I want to do, and a lot of it meshes well together. So it's going to be kind of like a seamless thing. Everything's going to be under one umbrella. What I want to focus on is helping people become sufficient, become functional, become a, you know, a valuable member of society, in terms of being resourceful, right? Helping people become resourceful. That is what I want to help people do. I want to help people become resourceful individuals, working with their hands, you know what I'm saying? Because you might not have this internet for very long. You might not be able to go and do shit on a digital platform, and, you know, you might not have the luxury of, you know, working behind a computer and earning money to go buy food. So you got to be able to do other things that will help you be able to achieve that without the creature comfort. So so I have quite a few ideas that are going to mesh well together. They're going to go together, so there's really no conflict, and I'm not spreading myself too thin. But it's going to be pretty good. Especially, I had this one idea for a channel that's basically never been done before, as far as I know. As far as I know, something that's never been done before. But I'm not going to talk about it now because I want to get it off the ground. It's going to be pretty special. It's going to help a lot of people. It's going to help a lot of people. That's what I think. Especially if people tune in and it spreads, and people, you know, and it gets spread out there. You know, Shot Killings was good. Anarchy Television was good. So basically, another channel idea I have, you know, I want to do multiple channels. I want to have my fitness channel. I want to have, you know, my firearms channel. That's going to be one. There, and then I'm going to have this channel right here, of course, where I can talk about all the controversial things that I want and not worried about how it's going to affect my other channels. But every channel I do is going to be productive. It's going to help people become productive. It's going to help people become fit and, you know, have the ability to put shit together, bring things together, all that type of shit. Work together as communities, be a valuable member of society. That's, like I said, a valuable member of society. Not like a banker is a valuable member of a society. Not like a CEO of a tech company is a valuable member of society. Not like a politician is a valuable member of society. They're not, okay? They're just reaping the benefits of consumerism, reaping the benefits of tyranny. So, but what I want to help people do is have the ability to operate outside of that, so that if they ever get cut off, right? They get cut off. Well, they get cut off by their government. They get cut off by this, cut off by that. You know, they want to go to the CBDCs, you know, currency, digital currency bullshit, where they'll have more access to your money and be able to cut you off. They're going to, how can you survive if they do that? That's what I really want to focus on helping people do. And myself. So what this channel is going to do is help us gain that ability. And I am going to be learning as you do. So that's basically a hint of what the channel is going to be about. And so that's what my focus is going to be on as well. But like I said, that is going to work perfectly with what I'm doing already. So there we have that. But there's a lot that has been going on, and the more I see, I have to sit back and look and think about what has really changed. What has really changed since government existed? Since government has been introduced into society, there's always been tyranny, corruption, you know what I'm saying? Genocide, all that type of shit. Just mass incarceration, slavery, mass raping, all these things. Raping of resources, raping of individuals, and nothing has really changed. The only thing that has changed is the style in which this occurs. And that's something that I understand and should be understood by the majority of society. They have this whole thing going on where they're talking about the Biden family corruption, and then they're also talking about the Trump family corruption. Trump is corrupt. All these people. And the people that are looking into these things, right? The people that are looking into the corruption of the Bidens, the people that are looking into the corruption of Trump, the people that are looking into the corruption of, let's say, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, with the things they're accusing him of in regards to, having rich benefactors that give him money and take him on trips. Like, the people that are looking into these things, how righteous are they? And do they belong to an apparatus or a system that is righteous in the first place? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Are we governed by a righteous system in the first place? Is not the entire system of government corrupt in its very existence? Right? You see, when they pretend like they're going after corrupt individuals in government, they're doing that to basically cover, it's a smokescreen for their bullshit, right? It's a smokescreen for their bullshit. Oh, okay, why is this motherfucker in the fast lane? So, look, I want y'all to see this. And I want y'all to think about that movie. Look at this shit. Okay, you can't. Damn it. Why is this motherfucker with these loose ass trees? And what the fuck is going on here? Look at the trees are just going, any minute now, they're going to fly off the back of that thing and start going through people's windshields, causing 800 car pileups. Have y'all seen Final Destination 2? This is some bullshit. This motherfucker need to get the fuck out of my lane so I can get in front of his monkey ass so I don't get impaled by a tree branch. Like, this is some bullshit. Some bullshit. Mag 25, explain this to me. Why are they doing that? If this motherfucker don't get the fuck out this lane, all right, he got me fucked up. Anyway. So, all this talk of corruption of individuals, all these political, the ones on YouTube, the ones that basically keep you locked in on the bullshit and keeps the smoke screen over you, right? Oh, these motherfuckers, man. Get out this fucking lane, bro. All these, the Tim Pools and all them, like, don't we understand the Joe Rogans, all these people? It's like they don't understand that the system is corrupt in the first place. But they act like they're smarter than the average fifth grader, right? They act like they know, or they have some insight, because they sit up here and read articles all day. Now they're political experts, right? How much of a political expert do you have to be to understand that politics, government, these systems that are designed to control people, how much of an expert do you have to be to understand that the very existence is corrupt, is dangerous, is tyrannical, right? It is freedom snatching, because they can't operate without controlling people. They can't operate without extortion, because where they gonna get their money from? They're not producing anything. They're not producing. All they do is take. The government takes. They all take. It doesn't matter what government system you operate or you live in. It doesn't matter what country you live in, right? Unless you live in an anarchistic society within a nation, or within they can't operate without some level of control. They have to control. They have to clamp down on you. They have to, you know what I'm saying? They have to box you in. They have to paint you in a corner. They have to craft all these rules. They have to come up with all these laws to keep your ass in check. And then they threaten you with violence. They threaten you with kidnapping. They threaten you with, essentially, with death, the possibility of death, if you don't operate within their parameters. And if these motherfucking trucks I wish I was a cop right now. Because why are you in this lane? Get your monkey ass over. Thank you. Like, you, my Lord. Let me tell you, if you're a truck driver and you can't stay your ass in your proper lane, and you feel like you gotta pass up other slow ass trucks just to hop your ass in the fast lane and slow everybody down, you don't need to be a truck driver. If you don't have the patience or the time management skills to stay your ass in that right lane, do not be a truck driver, please. You're doing too much. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Stop getting in my lane with your 18 ass wheels and your air brakes and your slow ass, and stay your ass in the slow lane with your other slow colleagues, please. Much respect to the truckers, y'all. Y'all make the society operate, but that's not why. That's the reason I'm not a truck driver, because I ain't got time to be sitting up here in a slow lane all day, and I know that I'm gonna be wanting to pass motherfuckers up, but I'm gonna have to get in front of faster vehicles and slow their ass down. And I hate that, so I can't do it. I can't be a truck driver. Anyway, what is there to talk about at the end of the day? Every time our government does something, every time they do something that is perceived as too far, or you're stepping on people's rights and this, that, and third. Every time that happens, what do we do about it? Not a motherfucking thing. All we do is talk about it, and we say, "Oh, look what they did." And even when information comes out, very damning information that should land the politicians that pushed a certain thing in jail, in prison, right? Especially when they violate 18 U.S. Code 242 and 241. They violate that shit every other second. But here they are, still in their positions, still doing this, still coming up with that, still trying to, push gun control, trying to force the jab, censor people, are in cahoots with Facebook and Twitter, trying to censor people for this misinformation. What do we need to talk about, right? like information keeps coming out about these pokies, you know, the Modelo 19 pokies, that suggest that the adverse effects of these pokies have been known for quite a while. It's just something they kept from us, right? All these excess deaths that correlate or are associated with the proliferation of the hokey pokey. But what did they keep telling you? Oh, if you say the hokey pokey does harm, or if it doesn't work, then that's disinformation, misinformation, and you're going to get struck. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And they have all these rules and on their platforms that are basically facilitated and encouraged by the government. And they're paying Twitter executives and they're paying Facebook executives money, the government, the FBI and all them, to fact check and censor this information. I mean, come on. How much do we need to see for us to say, you know what, we don't need the government. We can fuck up our own lives on our own, under our own motherfucking consent. I don't need the government fucking up my life. I don't need the government doing this, that, dirt. I can fuck up my own life. But guess what? Is my life to fuck up. Okay? As soon as somebody else steps in and moves to and tries to, you know, strip away your freedoms, fuck up your life, do things to compromise your ideals, all these things, that's pure violation. And that's something that should be dealt with in a manner that is conducive to achieving freedom. However you want to look at that. However you want to look at that. And guess what? Our so-called founding fathers, right? The so-called founding fathers of the United States. Okay? That's what they had to do against the crown. They had to do that against the crown because, look, they were like, look, this shit is trash. And they came up with this Constitution, how to keep the government that they're creating in check. And why did they create this government in the first place? Well, this government was supposed to come through, and the central government was about having the ability for all the colonial states, all the colonies, to come together to protect the country from further tyranny or future attempts of tyranny by the crown. And not only that, it was to restrict what government can do to its people. And not only that, it was supposed to be about consent of the governed, the consent of the governed. Do we consent to be governed by this current system? Or do we have the ability to make changes? And these changes should be able to be made without our own government resisting us. You see what I'm saying? You see, understand this. As it stands right now, in regards to what the Constitution was meant to do, our government is in a state of rebellion against its masters. I'm going to repeat that. As it stands right now, for which the Constitution was created by our so-called founding fathers, our government is in a state of rebellion against its masters. We are the masters, or are meant to be the masters of our own government. Consent of the governed. A government for the people, by the people. What does that mean? The government would not exist it would not be able to do what it's doing. It would not be able to operate without its people. And in order for it to work in that manner, the people have to consent to be governed by it, because that's how mass societies work, right? For everyone to operate in cohesion and to be under the same sort of doctrine, well, they have to operate under the rules of that government. But it's supposed to be consensual. You understand what I'm saying? The Constitution was made so that the United States could essentially operate as a voluntarist society, because of that clause of consent of the government, consent of the governed, a government for the people, by the people. It was not supposed to be about democracy. It was not supposed to be about the government deciding what we can and can't do based on public interest or public health interest. All this bullshit that they use to justify their tyranny. It was not meant to operate in such a fashion. It was meant to operate as a constitutional republic wherein you select or elect representatives of specific regions, districts, and whatnot of each colony or each state. Represent the interest of the people, not represent the interest of the elites, not represent the interest of the corporation, not represent the interest of the public, the special interest groups that don't have the interest of the people. You understand what I'm saying? But it got away from us. So now we are in a state where it's too late. We have allowed the government to flip the dynamic, to change the dynamic to where now they are the masters and we are their slaves. When it was supposed to be the people were the masters and the apparatus of government is the slave. Not the people within government that operate it, that help it run. No, the apparatus itself. And those people that are within government, the Congress people, the executives, the judges, they're not supposed to be able to, no, they're not supposed to just do what the hell they want. They're not supposed to be able to ignore this amendment, ignore that Bill of Rights, ignore, just say, fuck it, we're going to just do it this way. Oh, well, we as Congress people, we all voted for it, so therefore it is. Oh, well, you know, I know it says shall not be infringed, but, you know, the Congress voted, or the Senate voted 51-49 that we shall infringe. So therefore, it is what it is. And then it goes in front of a judge, and the judge is like, well, you know, I was appointed by a liberal the president, and that liberal president, he expects me to operate within the confines of the liberal ideals. So I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to uphold this unconstitutional, rights-violating law. Oh, then it goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court just decides, oh, well, you know, we're not going to take this up. Fuck that. We're going to take up one Second Amendment case every 10 years. What? What? It's not supposed to be, no. At that point, okay, we allow government, we allowed these three branches of government to do what they did, and they dropped the ball. So now it's time for the people to step up and say, nah, pimp, we're not doing this. And we force that government apparatus, which is our slave, because it's just an apparatus. It's not an entity. It's not a living thing. No, you force, as the people, these motherfuckers to reverse that law. There were supposed to be checks and balances within those three branches, but when they all operate within the same biased mentality, where they're just like, okay, well, tyranny at the end of the day is what we want. We want to have power. We want to have control. We want to control the resources. We want to control the flow of finances. We want to control everything. We want to control all that. Once they have it in their head that that's what they want to do with this apparatus of government, they want these elites and politicians and these bankers, they want to use our government as a tool against us. At that point, we're supposed to snatch our goddamn tool back and say, no. This ain't how it's gonna go. This is how it's gonna work. The Constitution essentially was supposed to give us that ability. Once we decide that we're going to take away our consent to be governed because y'all fucking up, we make changes. We make changes. We're not just supposed to throw our hands up and say, oh, well, Supreme Court said this, so therefore that's how we got to roll with it. No, fuck all that. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to work like that. No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. So, I mean, that's just what it is. And so when we talk about the Bidens being corrupt, Trump being corrupt, the Clintons being corrupt, the Obamas being corrupt, the whole system is corrupt. Because we have allowed these people to take control and essentially do what they want, which is to have all the power, all the control, and we have to tiptoe around these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And this is what it is. So therefore, we should be removing our consent to be governed and handling our own business, because obviously the Constitution was not clear enough. So we have to take our freedom back, do away with the Constitution, and just live by the golden rule. And if you violate that, well, you have to be dealt with. Point blank, period. That's how it should work. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. That's all I got to say for now. And I'm going to highlight y'all later. Thank you guys for coming up in here and hitting the like button and watching the video. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.